Hello, everybody. It's Matthew here, and today I thought it would be a cool idea to show you guys my tribute to the video store right in my own bedroom. Back in 2024, I bought these little plastic shelves to display some of my VHS tapes, and it gave me a lot more room for my movie shelf because I was able to add more movies. I'll talk about the shelf in a second, but I was able to add more movies and I was able to display some of my all-time favorite tapes. And you guys probably seen this little display in the Cinemore series I did with Braylon. Since in the series I owned a video store, so this was a good idea to set this up and make it seem like a video store. Now, when I started collecting way back in 2016, I actually tried multiple times to create like a little shrine to the video store, but it never worked out because you see, this wasn't originally my childhood bedroom. It was the bedroom next door to me that I grew up in. Around 2020, I moved into this bedroom, and this bedroom has a lot more space, so maybe one day I can set up make this whole video store thing like a lot more, like maybe around the room. Like I can add more shelves or something, but honestly I don't think I want to do that because I don't own this house. This is my parents' house, and maybe one day when I do own a house, I can make my own little like movie room that's like a big, video store, but that's just wishful thinking with this freaking economy. But anyways, about this shelf right here, if you guys can't tell, I've been doing some downsizing on my VHS tapes because when I started collecting like 9 years ago, which is, it's crazy to think 2016 was 9 years ago, I was just buying VHS tapes not nonstop. Like, you see, usually I would get like maybe like a $20 allowance every now and then, and I would usually go to the thrift store with my uncle and my sister because we would go to thrift stores all the time. And I would buy just a bunch of movies that I liked, and sometimes I would just buy random crap that I think that I think looked cool. So recently, not recently, but last month, I decided to go through the collection and just get rid of some movies I know I'm not gonna watch. So right now I'm organizing them, and it's all messed up. So one day, once this is organized, I'll probably do another collection video showing off the collection. But until then, we're going to be talking about this. And you guys probably, if you don't watch the Cinemore show, you guys probably don't remember this, but if you do watch the show, in one of the videos, there was actually a Galaga machine right here, a arcade 1-up Galaga machine, but unfortunately I had to get rid of that because it was just taking up too much space in my room. Let's just get right into it. Now, there were some things I added in here recently, like the shelf right here I got from Goodwill. You see, I needed some space to put my video games and vinyls and also my laser disc, but I'll talk about that later. But until then, let's go over some of the movies I have displayed right here. So right up here we have action movies. These are some of my favorite action movies. We have the Terminator 2, which is probably my all-time favorite action movie. I love this movie. Then we have First Blood with Sylvester Stallone. Then we have Rambo First Blood Part 2. Now, honestly, I like the first Rambo movie a little bit more than Rambo 2 because this movie, it's about a Vietnam veteran, going through some really bad PTSD. Like, the movie had a message. Now, this movie, on the other hand, it's fun, it's awesome, but it's just an action movie. It's just a straight up action movie, and I feel like this movie had more of a message than this movie. But but still, this movie is still awesome. All right, so let's get to some of the Spielberg movies I have displayed right here. I have one of my favorite film trilogies of all time, Back to the Future, right here. It's kind of crazy to think Back to the Future is turning 40 years old this year. That is crazy to think. But yeah, I grew up, watching the Back to the Future movies. I absolutely love them. And right here we have E.T., another Spielberg movie. And now, when I was a kid, this movie used to make me really sad, especially the scenes where E.T. is sick. But nowadays, I don't really care for E.T. all that much. I rewatched E.T. back in 2023, and honestly, this is probably going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's kind of overrated. But still, it's still a, a good classic movie. And here we have the TMNT trilogy, my second favorite trilogy, well, except for the third one. The third one is just hot garbage. But yeah, here is a TMNT tape I got in 2021. Now, I was very lucky to find this tape because I don't know a lot of people that have this specific tape, the FHE Turtles VHS tape. You know, the one with the Pizza Hut commercial in the beginning. That was kind of cool. And also here's TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze. Now, before I got these tapes, I actually had all the movies on DVD. And I actually still have the DVDs in my collection right over there. But it's really cool to have these tapes because this is how, like, the people, like, this is how, like, 90s kids watch these movies. This is how the people who saw these movies come out watched it. So it's really cool to have these, like, tapes. You see, I was born in 2003, so this is kind of, like, past my time, technically. But I love this shit. And here we have the horrible, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I actually have a second copy of it right there, and I'm probably gonna break that copy soon, because this movie's just awful. And here we have the Mario movie, which came out the same year as this movie. Now, the Mario movie, yes, it's a shitty movie, but it's a fun shitty movie. I like to watch this from time to time. And here we have is some 90s thrillers that I absolutely love. We have Fight Club with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. And here we have Pulp Fiction, a Quentin Tarantino movie. Here we have Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Now, Seven's one of my all-time favorite 90s thrillers. And here we have The Matrix, which I'm pretty sure this movie needs no introduction. And right here we have the horror movies. We have the classic horror movies right here. And here we have, like, the slasher movies right here. Well, except for this one. This is a zombie movie. But we have, like, I have two of the Blockbuster Presents tapes. Now, I always thought there was only two of these, but there's actually more of them out there, but they're just a lot more, like, hard to find. So we have Blockbuster Presents Halloween, and I remember when I first got this, I thought this was, like, super cool, and I thought I found, like, a rare artifact, but instead I just found something most collectors have. And right here we have Night of the Living Dead from 1968, one of my all-time favorite horror movies. There's actually a green version of this tape, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And right here we have Nightmare on Elm Street, and we have the first Friday the 13th. And here we have monster movies from the Golden Age. Well, this one's actually from the Silver Age. This is from the 1950s, but these three are from the Golden Age. We have Frankenstein, then we have Bride of Frankenstein, probably my all-time favorite, Golden Age monster movie. We have The Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. And here we have Creature from the Black Lagoon. Definitely one of my favorite, like, 50s monster movies. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't really start to get into, the Universal monsters until I was 19 years old. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, and I decided to check them out. And here's the thing, I always knew about the Universal monsters, but I never really looked into them because like most people, I kind of just dismissed them as like, oh, those old monster movies, okay. But after watching them, they're great movies. Yeah, they're a little dated and, they're black and white and everything. But it's just one of those things you got to get over and appreciate the effort put into these movies because, this was before, like, modern effects. This was before, like, CGI. Like, they were, like, these people were basically inventing, like, the modern ways to, like, make horror movies during the 30s. But yeah, these are great movies. If you haven't seen them, definitely go check them out. I actually have another tape of Frankenstein right over there. Well, it's right there, so I'll show you guys it real quick. Yeah, this is one of the Universal tapes. Yeah, this is like the classic collection. The ones I have displayed right here, this is the classic monster collection from Universal. I guess there were like two different kinds of tapes. One day I would love to own all the Universal monster VHS tapes, but until then I'm just gonna have to settle with that one and those right there. Now here we have the Godzilla tapes, and if you guys don't know already, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I mean, as you guys probably can tell, I love Godzilla, so this is probably my favorite part of this little shrine. This movie right here, I found this tape last year, Godzilla 2000, and I've been looking for this tape for a long time because look at this badass cover. Like you have Godzilla in front of a like a like a city that's burning down. In the background, you can see like his enemy Orga. And yeah, and check this out. Someone got this tape from Blockbuster Video back in 2001, 2 years before I was born. And yeah, as you can see, here's the description and everything. It's a really badass tape. I absolutely love it. I love Godzilla in general. But here we have Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Now the cover is pretty cool, but the movie itself is just I don't think it's hot garbage, but I think it's just all right. It's just an okay movie. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're a big Godzilla fan. And I don't know why his son has to look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's a weird decision on Toho's part. So here we have probably my second favorite Godzilla VHS tape, Godzilla vs. Biollante. This is the English dub version of the movie. And yeah, now this is how a lot of older Godzilla fans were introduced to this movie. And for a long time, Godzilla vs. Biollante wasn't released on DVD until 2012. I actually remember when the DVD was released in 2012 and they were selling it at Walmart, and my family actually bought me a copy of the DVD. But before that, for a long time, the only way you could watch this movie was on VHS before the DVD version came out. But yeah, but this is a cool cover. I mean, look at this. You have Godzilla in front of, Biollante. Like, this is just as cool as Godzilla 2000 right here. It's cool. And here we have a Godzilla movie from the Showa era, King Kong versus Godzilla. Now, I remember buying this on Amazon, and the person I bought it from, he actually gave me a thank you letter in the package, and he asked me to like follow him on Facebook, which was like really strange. But yeah, this is also one of my favorite like Godzilla VHS tapes right here. Yeah, it's a classic Godzilla movie. And, if you want to see like a cheesy monster movie where Godzilla and Kong, battle it out, I recommend this. But if you want to see something more up to date, definitely check out, the recent Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, under these tapes, I decided to put like 2 movie posters right here because there was just like blank space right here, and I wasn't planning on putting more shelves here since I have like a TV. So I decided to print out some movie posters. Here we have The Brain That Wouldn't Die, which is a cheesy 60s movie about a guy who gets into a car wreck and his girlfriend, gets her head chopped off. So he takes her head, puts it on this like plate right here, and keeps her alive. It's actually kind of fucked up. And here we have Reefer Madness, which is a anti-weed movie from the 30s. It's really shitty, but it's fun to watch. And also we have like another like shelf right here. Now this shelf right here, yeah, I'm probably going to take this down one day because as you can see, I'm holding it with like fucking thumbtacks. I'm going to take that down one day because I'm not really using it. Now let's get into like the shelves right here real quick. But before we do that, I want to show you guys my CRT TV I got in 2022. Yeah, now I've been looking for a TV that had like a little VHS, like a little VCR in it, because I've been wanting one of those TVs for a long time, and I managed to find it at a thrift store in 2022. I'm really happy I found it because I really love this TV. And what I like about it is it's a small CRT TV. And if you guys don't know, I used to have like a really big CRT TV in my room, but it was just becoming too much of a hassle. So I decided just to, get a flat screen and get a small CRT TV. So if I ever want to like, I guess go back to the past or whatever, I could just, watch movies on this thing. But yeah, and also I have a CD player right here because I also collect music. As you can see right there, I have a Nirvana Nevermind CD. And I even have a vinyl player right here. And as you can see, I also have like a magazine. Like, I collect all sorts of shit. But let's get to this shelf right here. And like I said before, this shelf I recently added. I got this shelf from a Goodwill. And I just needed like a place to put like my other things, besides movies. Because as you can see, I have like games and magazines and vinyls and books. And also I have Laserdisc right here. Yeah, if you guys don't know what Laserdisc is, it's basically I wouldn't say it's like DVD, because DVD is digital. Like Laserdisc is more, it's more like a vinyl. It's basically movies on vinyl. It's like it's analog. It's basically like an analog giant DVD vinyl basically. Now I actually did have a Laserdisc player, but unfortunately my dumbass broke it. So if any of y'all have a Laserdisc player out there, you know, if any of y'all have one, just hit me up. But anyway, so yeah, I have some Laserdisc right here. I have some Fangoria magazines. One day I would love to get like a magazine rack to put these magazines on. But yeah, I really love these like Fangoria magazines because I'm a big horror fan. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be collecting more of those. And also I have some other magazines. I have a Godzilla magazine and a Rocky magazine. I love reading those. And I got some like books right here. I have Stephen King's It, Five Nights at Freddy's books, and a the Jaws book right here. I have this one and an Ozzy Osbourne book. And as you can see right here, I have all my video games, my Xbox 360 games, my GameCube games, PS2 games, and I even have some PS4 games right there, and this DS game. I love this DS game right here. And I have my old school, you know, video games like 80s to the 90s. Got N64, Sega Genesis, and I even have a Game Genie. I remember buying this at a thrift store way back in the day. And right over here on this shelf, now this is all my Godzilla movies right here. And I even have some more Godzilla VHS tapes. Now, I've watched a lot of videos that talk about these strange Godzilla VHS tape covers. Like, here we have Godzilla 98, which I don't really need to talk about this because I'm pretty sure, like, most people seen, like, this cover of Godzilla 98, and there's really nothing to say about it. It's just his eye. And here we have Mothra versus Godzilla, but for a long time on VHS they called it Godzilla versus Mothra for some reason. And you know, I really like some of these VHS tape covers because, I mean, look at this. This is okay, it's kind of a dopey picture, but it has a charm to it. And here we have Godzilla 98 on a widescreen VHS tape. I don't know if this is rare at all. I don't really see it that much, like widescreen tapes, so I might have a rare tape, but I have no clue. And here we have Godzilla versus Megalon. Now, there's hundreds upon hundreds of Godzilla versus Megalon VHS tapes. I only have one of them right here. And if you guys are wondering why they made so many of these tapes, well, for a long time, lots of distributors thought Godzilla versus Megalon was public domain. But eventually they found out that it wasn't public domain, and they had to stop, you know, the VHS tape, you know, sales. But while they still thought it was public domain, they made a crap ton of these tapes. So there's so many like Godzilla versus Megalon, you know, VHS tapes. And one day, I hope I can find the one VHS tape where it's Godzilla and Megalon, like, on top of, like, two buildings fighting each other, which never happens in the movie. Yeah, I really want to own that tape one day. And here we have the Godzilla collection tapes right here. We have Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, one of the Showa era Godzilla movies. And here we have Godzilla 1985, which is the first of the Heisei Godzilla movies. But the weird thing about this tape is it doesn't display, like, here's the thing. Godzilla 85 is in the background, but all you see, like, but the main thing it's showing is Showa era Godzilla, which is very weird. Like, these tapes are just very strange. Also, this one, we have Mechagodzilla in front of a Godzilla 85 background. It's very strange. Like, the Godzilla VHS tapes are very weird. And also, here are all my Godzilla DVDs right here. Now, all these DVDs you see, I've owned these DVDs since I was a kid. My family used to buy me a lot of really cool, like, Godzilla DVDs, and I would watch them nonstop. And also, here's the DVD I was talking about earlier. This is the first time on DVD, Godzilla versus Biollante. Yeah, I remember my family buying this for me back in 2012, I think it was 2012 when it first came out. But yeah, I remember in Walmart they were like selling these, and it was like it was really cool. Like, as a Godzilla fan, it was really cool to see those movies. I forgot to mention, not all of these movies are Godzilla movies. Some of them are just kaiju films. As you can see, there's King Kong, the 2005 version. We have King Kong Lives, which is the sequel to the 70s version. Other King Kong movies, I have Rodan, the Gamera movies, and we also have these two Blu-rays of the double feature Godzilla movies. Now these are very sentimental to me because I remember going to Walmart, and this is when Godzilla 2014 came out. And I remember they were selling these as like a celebration for that film, and it was just super cool. I remember when I found this one, which is a double feature of Tokyo SOS and Final Wars. I remember I was so excited to see Final Wars for the first time. So yeah, this is definitely the most like coveted part of my room right here. All the Godzilla movies. Like I said, I'm a big Godzilla fan. And one last thing I want to show y'all is the recent Godzilla movie, Godzilla Minus One. And I also have this put that back there. Anyways, and I also have this Blu-ray of King Kong. Last year I was getting into the old King Kong movies, and King Kong 1933 it's a classic. I absolutely love that film. And right here, there's really nothing to say about this little part of the shelf right here. This is just random junk I have. My Polaroid camera, some other books I have, and down here, just nothing else to say, just some random crap right there. And yeah, so that's the little part of my room that's supposed to be a tribute to the video store. I hope you guys enjoyed, and one day I'll do another collection video going over the movies I have right here. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. And one day, if I can own a house, once this economy gets better, I would love to have like a big movie room that's basically a video store. I would love to have that one day, but that's just wishful thinking. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.